Digital and Multimedia Sciences section is the newest section in the Academy. It was formed in 2008. It was formed, of course, out of the general section, and it focuses on virtually all forms of electronic evidence. If you think about it, we live our lives every day leaving all kinds of electronic breadcrumbs behind. We use emails, we use texts, we use proximity cards, we surf the web, we store things on the internet. All of these things leave a digital trail. And the folks in the Digital and Multimedia Sciences section are the folks that are charged with the collection and examination of that kinds of evidence. We have basically three kind of subgroups within digital multimedia sciences. The first is the more traditional computer and network forensics. We also do mobile devices such as cell phones and PDAs and tablets and those sorts of things. We also have folks that specialize in audio, and we have folks that specialize in video. And in addition to the kinds of examinations that the regular computer and network examiners do, they will do examinations of things like authenticity and enhancement for those kinds of media. The investigation of cybercrime is an investigative function, and so it really doesn't go to our section's mission. Our mission is to collect, preserve, and examine evidence in all kinds of cases, including cybercrime. Cybercrime makes up a portion of the workload of the folks that work in digital multimedia, but it's by no means all. In this day and age, virtually every crime, every violation has digital evidence, whether it's cell phone records, whether it's location information, whether it's emails, whether it's planning, whether it's execution, whether it's the distribution of proceeds. Every single violation can and very often does have digital evidence. And so we truly do examine across the entire spectrum of criminal activity.
Audio and video forensics, also known as multimedia forensics or media forensics, deals with the analysis of recorded evidence from investigations or 911 calls, voicemail messages, recovered recordings from cell phones or hard drives, personal audio recorders, CCTV systems in department stores or cell phone videos, and the analysis of that material to understand more about what happened in some sort of event. One really good example of media forensics is what we saw in the aftermath of the Boston bombings and how that investigation was carried out, collecting cell phone videos, pictures, and CCTV videos from the surrounding department stores, and collecting all of that information on behalf of law enforcement. That was done to understand and try to follow the people that had executed the bombing. So face analysis, enhancement of those images to better understand the details of their face, so that those pictures could be released to the public, and then the public could participate in trying to find the individuals that conducted the bombings.
I was looking for grad schools and at the time working in digital forensics, and I discovered that cloud computing was a growing and evolving technology, but nobody was really looking at digital investigation for those environments. So day one of my PhD, I decided I'm going to figure out how to do digital forensics for cloud computing. And as I studied that topic, I discovered lots of unusual circumstances that the things that make cloud computing desirable for companies and for individuals are actually entirely challenges for the digital forensics community. So these environments are owned by third-party companies. They store data all over the country and around the world, and those things make remote investigation of a crime scene very difficult. It turns out technology is not the only problem, but legal challenges were at least as important as the technology. So I ended up developing tools and technology to collect data, to analyze data in these remote environments, but also in educating the legal community about how do you write a search warrant for this kind of data? What should you ask for? How do you know that you can trust the data that you get back? So I tried to educate both communities sort of simultaneously about how to investigate those crimes. I think the thing I find most fascinating is that the topic is so rapidly evolving. We, as a community, can't even agree on definitions, fundamentals of what does cloud forensics include. Is this actually different than anything we've ever done before? And if it is, well, how do we address those problems?
Well, we keep up with technology by staying current with the research that's being conducted. At our center at the University of Colorado, Denver, we conduct research into advancing new techniques for the analysis of recorded evidence, the bettering the clarification of imagery or the intelligibility of recorded audio. That's a big part of the research that's conducted in our field. Advancing methods for understanding the results from analyses regarding the authenticity of recordings, whether or not a recording has been edited, manipulated, or changed in some way to change the interpretation of the person who's viewing the recording.
It is a constant battle to keep up with technology for two reasons. One, the technology itself changes at a very rapid rate, particularly things like cell phones, which have very, very short lives. They are constantly coming out with new models, and it is a struggle to keep up with that. But we also have the issue that as time goes on, people utilize these technologies in new and different ways.
So my advice to young professionals would be to look at the technology that you use every day and decide for yourself, how would you investigate that from a forensic perspective? We all use cell phones and cloud services and social media and those kinds of things. It's very possible that just as you use new and emerging technology, the scientific community has not investigated those technologies and doesn't have solutions for them. And these are very ripe areas for emerging scientists to take a look at, to study, to research, and to develop solutions for.